The Vera Tommy Show. The Vera Tommy Show. The Vera Tommy Show. The Vera Tommy Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. I am back and I am so excited about my guest tonight. I have with me Stephanie Pimental, and let me pull her up. My headset doesn't want to stay in my ear. Okay, let me pull her up. Hello, Stephanie. How are
Hi.
you?
Hi, Vera. I'm very well. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
And I'm so happy that you are here. And let
Thank
me share with our audience a little bit about Stephanie Pimental. She has been called the credit lady
you.
and the money lady, but that is not how she started out. Like many children, she was never given any real education about money and credit. She grew up in a broken home and food stamps and foster care, which did little to teach her anything about money, credit, and business. Being immersed for over 2 decades with supporting business owners and investors with financial and credit issues, including real estate law, bankruptcy law, corporate law, and credit law as a legal assistant. Stephanie is continuously obtaining more and more financial education and gathering more tools to be able to support as many business owners and investors in moving toward their big purpose. Her book is an easy to follow guide for any business owner or investor to start, grow, and maintain their business credit and business credit files so that they can have ongoing capital to fund their businesses and investments to support in their big purpose. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to talk about this, and I'm sure there's going to be some things that I can use as well from your experience, expertise, and wisdom. But before we even start talking about that, I'm going to give you the floor and ask you to just kind of share a little more about your childhood, how it impacted you, what lessons have you learned, and why you do what you do.
Got it. Thanks, Vera. Um, so childhood, as you had just shared, was little to do with learning about money, especially anybody who's come from any kind of dysfunctional family. Typically, money is a big, big issue, and it's usually a problem. And so, just in the last, I would say late 90s, early 2000s is when I really was committed to learning about credit and money and how does money work and why does it work the way it does. And through that time period, in all my different, I would say, places that I supported or worked with, I got to learn so much again about credit, law and bankruptcy law, real estate. But as you were asking about my childhood, I just never knew anything. And I tell you, I got a credit card at like the age of 17 and ended up in bankruptcy. So it's been a learning experience, like for most of us. We learn by fire, so to speak.
Yes, absolutely. And I can so relate to what you're saying. So we you have a book that you just published,
Yes.
and I am going to pull it up. And you got so much wealth of information and knowledge in this book, and
Thank
we're gonna dissect parts of it. Now, let me say to my audience, we're not gonna give you everything because you need to buy the book. Okay, you need to buy the book, and you can get the book. I have the link here, streaming, but let me put it here.
Mhm. Perfect. Because it's all about smart money for your big purpose. And I want to hit on that for a moment because so many people think, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't have a big purpose. Well, what does that mean? And I'm like, "Well, no, just maybe uh, we laughed about me because I don't have kids. And remember, we just laughed because I said no pets. She goes, "Oh, you're not a cat lady," because we relate, right? We think single women or women without children would be cat ladies or something like that. Anyway, no offense to anybody who's a cat lady. I love cats.
Right, exactly.
But what I'm saying is that that might be your purpose. Maybe it is animals. Maybe it is family. Maybe it's kids. Maybe it's other family members. Maybe it's charities. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's your church and those in your church. Your big purpose doesn't have to be a monumental saving the world.
Absolutely. And let me also say, we were all designed with purpose.
Mm, yes.
All of us, each of us, were born with purpose.
Yeah.
And there's a scripture that says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. There's another scripture that says, I knew who you were before you were even born. So if that is the case, then there's got to be purpose. There's a purpose. And sometimes the things we go through, because I remember as a child crying to God, and I mean literally just tears streaming, asking, what is my purpose? Why
Yeah.
was I born? We all have purpose.
Yes, and me too. And coming from a dysfunctional family, you definitely look around and go, "This is not my purpose. I'm sorry. This is not it. And what is it?" And it's taken me really, I would almost say till recently to actually get that this is my purpose. I didn't think it was. I've been pushing it away for so long. Like, no, like I've learned it. Okay, it's great. I help people. I like to help people. I can guide them. I can direct them. I can teach here and here. But until I actually got the download, the God tap to go, hey, you better go do this. It was like a go do and don't think about it, don't discuss it, just go.
Just do it. You know,
And so
and
here we are, and I'm like, the feedback has been tremendous because it's a 10 step, and I really just made it as simple as I could for anybody to be able to digest and and understand. Yeah.
it's beautiful because I mean I read through it.
Mhm.
um and it's a phenomenal book that's going to really help people recognize what they need to do from start to finish. I mean,
Yeah.
from start to finish. And on top of that, once you get your business in line and in order, then there's resources and monies available
Yep.
that Stephanie has made available to you in her book. You
Yep.
need to get her book. I'm telling you. Let me pull it up again. It's tell them where they can get this book.
Sure. Building Business Credit. It is on Amazon. I have the link on the website. There's also a free checklist. So you could get the free checklist as well and just look through the 10 steps and go, wow, yes, I'm willing to do this. Because some people just aren't going to be willing to do this. And I totally get it. People are going to be like, no, not doing this. But at least you know. And I think that's the biggest key is know what you need to know before you go after funding under your EIN number or under your business as a whole And Vera, I'll tell you, there is a ton of money out there. There just is. And often people get very confused on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram because you see all these people flashing, hey, get your, $200,000, just open up an EIN number. And it seems that easy. It's easy, but it's not that easy. Like,
Right,
if it sounds
right.
too good to be true, it probably is. There's a
Yes,
saying.
yes. And we've got a comment from Tracy Corribu. She says, you are amazing, Stephanie. Thank you for sharing all this. I will be getting your book. And Tracy,
Yay!
please share with others that they need to be watching this. So please share with others that they need to be watching this. As a matter of fact, not only share, but subscribe to my channel.
Exactly. Vera always has
Yes,
great guests, and she's
yes.
a
Well, thank
wealth of
you.
information. And
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, I know you. I've known you for years in the women's community, and that we both are in. And that's why I asked you about, supporting me with the book as
Yes,
well. And here we are. And so
yes.
thank you for that.
And I'm so
Appreciate it.
honored. I'm so honored that you asked me to review your book before it came out. I'm honored that you did that.
Same.
And I'm telling you, you guys, she's got you in the chat. I just put in the chat the link. Well, no, I didn't. Well, I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
I'm putting this
You're doing
link.
it now.
I'm doing it now. I'm putting this link so that you can grab the free gift that
Hmm.
she has, and you will also see some outline of the book. So,
Right.
and
Oh, there's
speaking
all
of,
the resource. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Vera.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to add all the resources are on that web page, and all the links. I'll keep them updated so you can always use it as your resource. And when you're ready for funding, and even if you want to talk to funding advisors before you get started, maybe you feel unsure, talk to the funding advisors and go, hey, where am I at? What do I need to do what you're looking to do? Because then here is my direction
Now,
instead
do
of
you
guessing.
now do you consult in that way as well?
I do in the sense that I really see I'm having earbud problems too.
Must
um,
be in the air.
serious. I do, as far as I will direct anyone, my information. You can contact me um, on any of the places on the website. But absolutely, I'm more than happy to hold someone's hand through the process. And there are those who are like, I am too busy of a business owner to do this. And there is a done for you system as well. That
Oh,
there is a firm that we have. Connections with out of New York, and they'll do all 10 steps. They'll do all of it. And all they do is they just get everything they need from the business owner. They do everything, put the whole package together and go get funding for that business.
they get the funding now as well?
Yep. Yep. And they don't even have to worry about applying because they fill it. I mean, they help them fill it out and
Is
they
it
help them
very
do.
expensive?
Well, it is $5,000. So it
Okay.
depends on the person. It depends on the
But
business.
but if it's $5,000 and they're going to help you generate thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, then it sounds like it's probably worth it.
Right, because it really depends on that business owner and what they're looking to do in their business, and then
Yes.
take it from there. Yeah, so
But
that's
if
why.
you
Go ahead.
but if you don't have $5,000, you can go to the book.
Do the book. Yeah. And
Go
do it
to
in
the
your own
book.
pace because most
Yes.
businesses are just like, "Oh, okay, let me get all these pieces and then come back. Oh, wait, where did I leave off? Okay, let me get this and this." And again, you can talk to a funding advisor at any of the marketplaces. I have 3 different ones listed. So people can go, "Oh, now I know. This is where I'm at and this is where I wanna go to." So,
Awesome. Now, we're going to start from the very beginning.
okay.
The very first thing that a person needs to do if
Mhm.
they are considering starting a business. So
Mhm.
the first thing is you want to establish your business legally. So I'm going to put these in the comments as we talk about them.
Okay.
So establish your business legally. Talk
Mhm.
about that.
Yes. So establishing your business illegally just means simply that you are setting up a business entity. In the book, I give an entire chart about whether you're a sole proprietor, an LLC, an S corp, a C corp, a partnership, an LLP. Like there's all these different, and people go, I don't know what to set up.
Yes.
And if you don't have an attorney on hand to ask, then most people don't know. And it's very confusing out there in the world of internet or anywhere else. Now, Chat GPT helps us tremendously when we ask it questions.
Yes. So let me ask you this. So can you kind of identify what some of those things are? You talked about a C corp, an LLC, and can you just kind of briefly share what each of those are?
Well, that's why I put the chart in the book, just because it literally goes through. Most people are going to, individuals, start out as sole proprietors. And I recommend that you get your tax accountant involved. So when you set up your business entity through your state, whatever state that you are in, that's where you have to go to open up a business entity. And it's under that state's guidelines of how it has to be set up. And
Okay.
then, is there occupational licenses? Is there this? So there's not really one answer. It's an
Okay.
answer of what kind of business am I and what makes sense for that person in that state.
Okay. So what kind of business
Am I?
am I?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
what's the state guidelines or things that are
Wow.
needed, right? And again, a tax accountant is probably a great place to start because they know what the tax codes are and what the state guidelines are for the entities.
Okay. All right. So I've got all those things. I've listed all those things here.
Okay.
And then let me go back. So establishing your business legally and then ensure your business is listed. Can you
Yes.
kind of shed some light on that?
Absolutely. So once you've got it established and you have an EIN number from the IRS, because that gives it a identity, right? Which is kind of like a social security number for a person.
Yes.
However, there's another piece to that. We'll talk it. I think that's in step three. Step two, listing the business. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Listing the business. Okay. The big key here is so many people go, oh, okay, I have my business listed, right? Oh, business listing, that's going to be down the road, but uh, we do the business listings in social media, Google, and there's directories. And what I say about directories is there's Yelp, there's for business, Google My Business. But 411 directory is kind of like something that people don't even think exists anymore. And
Right.
what's really weird is that lenders go to the 411 directory to see if you're really an established business.
Okay. So how do you get on the 411 list?
Uh-huh. So on the web page, under that step 3, there is a list yourself. It's a free service that helps submit you to multiple directories, including 411.
What about Dun and Bradstreet?
So Dun and Bradstreet is now going back to where we were talking about the EIN number as like the social security. Well, the DNB, which is a Dun and Bradstreet number, and people hear about it as what's your DNB number? That's also a acts as a social security number for the business. And the reason you have to have that is because Dun& and Bradstreet is one of the main players of
Oh,
business credit reporting. So as a person, we have TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. My business has Experian, Business, Equifax Business, and Dun& and Bradstreet.
oh, that's interesting.
Right. And as a person, I have a score anywhere as typically 500 to 800 something on our personal credit scoring systems. And the algorithm is very specific because it takes so many things of how are we late on anything? How are we paying? Any inquiries? How many accounts do we have? What's the balance of those accounts? There's many factors that make up that score of that 500 to 800's credit score, right? On the business with those three bureaus, it only goes up to 100.
Oh, really?
0 to 100. And so most businesses, you want to be in the 80s or 90s, and you want to have a certain amount of accounts that are reporting to these bureaus. These bureaus don't open files until number one, you get a DNB number, and number two, you have something reporting to them.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why it's super important that you follow the steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you make sure that in step 4, you get your DNB number, and I have the information to apply for that. And
Okay.
then you set up vendor accounts because there's vendor accounts and then there's trade lines like a personal loan, but this would be a business loan or a business credit card that actually reports to your business credit files. That's unfortunately the TV and the things we get in the mail when we open a business say, "Oh, come and get this business credit for 200,000 or come and get this business credit card from Capital One or Wells Fargo or whoever, doesn't even matter." Those are great, but those are their retail end, and oftentimes it's all personal guarantee. We'll talk about that in a minute. Personal guarantee meaning that it's only being reported on your personal credit file. So it's like, well, that's not helpful because now you're not building the 3 files that you want to get set up and running under your business. But nobody says to a business owner, "Oh, hey, well, you're a business. I want to make sure that we're putting it on your business credit files." Nobody's ever asked that for any business owner because they just want to see if they can get you money and give you a credit card.
Right.
So that's and often 80% of businesses get denied from the banks, the banking institutions, because you have to fit into a very small box. And that's why you see the statistics of 80% of businesses fail or whatever the statistics are. Don't quote me, please. I'm making numbers up.
But it's a high percentage.
It's a high
As,
percentage.
actually, 50% of businesses fail within the first 5 years.
So you know. So those numbers are high. And because you get started in a business and they go, "Oh, well, I should be able to get credit because I have a business and this is my plan." But nobody taught them the steps to have set up to get the funding. They just tell you, "Nope, denied." And then you think, "Oh, well, my business isn't good enough, or I'm not good enough, or I messed up, or all these things." And it has nothing to do with you, it has to do with their systems.
So, is there a way to get around that?
Yeah, set up, do all the things in the steps.
Okay, so you got to get her book.
You just gotta get the
You,
book,
you just got to get the book. That's what you got to do.
or to at least do the checklist and the
Yes.
resources. I mean, I'm not trying to make you buy a book by
Oh,
any
yes,
means,
we are. Yes, we are. Yes,
you
we
know.
are. Yes, we are.
But it really is about these steps, and I don't there's plenty of people out there that talk about this and, oh, let's go back to personal guarantee. You'll hear often, no PG required, personal guarantee, or use your EIN number and there's no PG, no personal guarantee. Well, that's not technically right. And why I say that is because there's no real unicorn out there that's just giving out money for no, with no documentation of who you are, or, uh, you know, just on your business. They still need to know who the owner
Mm-hmm.
is behind it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still going to check your personal credit. So, yes, it could be no, it's not on your personal credit as a guarantee that way, but do you still need to have good personal credit, at least
Yes.
650 or above? Yes, it just
Yes.
is. And I'm not trying to be disillusioned. I just want to say the information that's out there, there's a lot of great information and a lot of great resources, but you really have to know these 10 steps to be able to go, okay, my business can fit in here or it does not.
Very good. Very
Okay.
good. So we're going to do another one and then I'm going to go to commercial. So actually, what we just talked about is a part of chapter 1. And yes.
Yeah, well, actually 1 through 4 into 5 and 6, or 5,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Because I was into getting vendor accounts, which is like, FedEx or Uline, and anybody who's been looking at setting up business credit has seen YouTubes on it or other, resources. And the reason you do that is because it establishes a 30-day trade line, and you buy something occasionally, and it puts that invoice on your business credit files. Remember, you got 3 over here, and it opens them. So what it does is automatically gives you credit. Boof, you have a business credit file. Like, it's magic. You open those vendor accounts, and you buy something from them on your business credit line that they give you net 30 to pay back, and poof, you have a credit score of 70, 80, whatever it is, and then especially because you pay it before the 30 days,
Yes.
and boom, there you go.
And it is that simple
It
to be able
is.
to, it's just that is simple to do.
Right. That's simple. Right. Now that you got there, and we might want to go to commercial if you'd like, we can go to the next one.
All right, let's go to commercial and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
So
Vera.
we've got some great things coming up. And let me just share this right quick.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Donovan Tolbert, and I'm a motivational speaker and father of 2 young children, ages 3 and 5 years old. I just got off my first session with Vera Thomas, and it was extremely mind-opening. And I say that because I'm currently a full-time single father myself. I have full custody over my children, and I'm doing it all on my own. And I'll tell you this, half the time I feel inadequate as a 30-year-old father figure, and I feel like I'm always not doing enough half the time. Right? And I've learned so much from Vera, like just in this first session. And I just say that as men, we're so focused on conquering the world, making as much money as possible, sold on that dream of providing for our families in a major way financially. And we have this thing that we're not doing enough if we're not there financially. But sometimes we just miss out on the bigger picture, which is the small, insignificant things in our own view that we're neglecting along the way, like just reassuring our kids and reading to them, giving them responsibility, helping them become their own adults, helping them to manage their emotions at a young age so that they don't have to be angry teenagers, and things like critical thinking. Like, we don't think these things in the midst of time. And I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to speak and learn from Vera, because my advice is that any father listening to this, that if you crave a stronger bond with your children and your young adults, and you want to take that step to the next level, hear what she has to say, and you'll be amazed on how powerful your presence is when you just get help from somebody who can bring that greatness out of you that's already inside of you. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk soon.
Let me tell you, tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, What this young man experienced, you as a father will have an opportunity to experience. It is a preview of a mastermind entitled Nurturing Relationships, Strengthening Bonds. It is an opportunity for fathers to look at what how they are as a father, what they're doing well as a father, what they could improve upon as a father so that they can be better engaged in their children's lives. One of the modules we talk about emotional intelligence and helping your children to regulate their emotions, but before they can regulate their emotions, they need to see you able to regulate your emotions. And so those are some of the things that we talk about. And so join me tomorrow at the Greater Stark County Urban League at 1400 Sherrick Road at 6 to 8 p.m. Or if you're interested in doing it online, it is a hybrid. And so you will be able to also do it online by clicking the QR code that is on this banner as soon as I remove this information so that you can see it. Okay. Yes. So there's the QR code. Click on it and register either to come and be a part of it in person or click the link that is in the gift that I give to join us on Zoom
That's
tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nurturing relationships, strengthening bonds. And this is for fathers of children of all ages. It is optimal for fathers who have young children. And if you don't have any children, but your wife or your partner is pregnant, you want to come. Okay, because there's information for you as well. We want to look at parenting from inception through high school. So join me tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., the Canton Urban League, or you can join us on Zoom. All right,
awesome.
that's all right. So
That's
now,
awesome.
now back to the next
Business
stage.
credit. Exactly. Next step.
Next step.
Okay. So let's talk about step 6. And this is about the balancing act. You've already set these things up. And most of us um, have enough things to manage in our lives, especially if you have kids and all of that goes with it. And of course, having a business is another thing to manage, and this is part of it. So just like we have to manage our personal credit files, our business credit files are just as important. So I give tools about that as well, and especially when it comes to the bookkeeping side. And Vera, I know all of us and any business owners, that's sometimes the biggest, I don't know, rock in our shoe, so to speak, or some
Yeah,
saying like that.
yes. Let somebody else do it.
I don't want to do that piece. Got to give that to somebody else. There are simple tools to be utilizing that will support you. And there's a great platform that you can actually have see your business credit and your personal credit. So you can actually be seeing both. And though what's really great is just like Credit Karma or any other platform offers you, here, do this, here, get this money. They will offer your business lines as well of credit.
But is there a website or a link for that
Uh-huh. Yep, in the list,
in the
my
list?
resources page.
Okay, okay.
If you go down, it'll say you can also monitor all your business credit files and personal all in one place with NAP. And then it says that's step 6. And that's it. Dun and Bradstreet has Insight for business credit. You can use that. There's also a great software called My Figures Money Manager to manage all of your accounts, personal and business banking accounts in one place.
Oh, wow.
It's the most amazing software ever.
That's amazing. And I'm not putting it in the link in the chat because you need to get the book. You just need
Back
to
to
get
getting the book. Getting the book and using the resources and the web
yes,
on the website. Go to
yes.
the website.
I'm telling you, she has so many resources
Yeah.
available to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So then that will take them to the build and monitor the scoring and expand credit opportunities. And that's really once they're at step 8, once you get to the place at step 8, you really want to then speak to a funding advisor. And I give you 3 different marketplaces. And so many times people go, "Well, why would I go to more than one?" Well, because not ever is there one funding advisor that's going to give you the same answer. So it's kind of like you ever gone car shopping or you're going to get a mortgage and you get so many different answers about what your credit is or what they can do, what the terms are, and no one dealership gives you the exact same deal, the exact same lending institutions. No one mortgage company is going to do that either. Same thing, business credit and funding, but you have the control. And I think we get programmed at an early age that we just take whatever that they say, whoever they are at the moment.
Mhm.
I want you to know that you have total control. You want to work with the funding advisors at the marketplaces. You want to discuss with them where you're at in the process and know, and they'll help you. And again, not all funding marketplaces are the same, and not all funding advisors are the same. And all 3 offer some similar um, types of loans and lenders, but all of them offer different ones.
Yes.
So so
That's
do your shopping.
do your shopping, do your homework, get the book.
Get the book, get the checklist, get started.
Yes, and you can get that checklist right now by going to smartmoneybigpurpose.com BBC book.
BBC, Building Business Credit, and that has nothing to do with the British TV.
Thank you
The
for letting me know that.
people are like, "BBC?"
You're
It's like,
right.
"Yeah,
Just
Building Business
right,
Credit."
right, right,
It's like,
right.
"No, it's not the British TV," but it's kinda funny.
Yes. So the you see this, and it's also in the comments. So click on the link,
Excellent,
get the resources, and then get the book.
excellent.
Yes.
Now, the also fun thing that people see often out there in the world is 0% interest for businesses. And it's a real thing.
Really?
It's a real thing. You can get these, and often, and people go like, well, I can get it in my personal. Well, you can, but then it's all on your personal, not on your business credit. So you want to work at getting it on your business credit,
So how
utilizing your EIN.
okay, so what are some steps to do that?
So any credit cards that you go and apply for, make sure that you talk with somebody and say, "Can I do this under my EIN number and DNB?" Because DNB is the other one. So remember, you've got 2 numbers that are technically considered like a social security for your business. So you want to make sure when you go and getting that funding, will this be placed on my EIN? And that means, and sometimes I've applied without using my social and put my EIN number in its place because you can do that.
Awesome.
That doesn't mean they'll accept it always. Just so you know.
Yes.
But you can do that. And did you know you can buy a car and put it under your business? Yep.
Ding ding.
I know. So you have to make sure that the dealership, so you kind of want to know what you want. So if you want a specific, well, let's say a Honda, and okay, we'll call your Honda dealership, talk to the financing department and say, who do I talk to for business financing? And then you'll talk with them and say, what do you need me to bring to the
Now
dealership, mhm,
now
to get
is
mhm.
this just for leasing a car, or can you actually purchase a car that
No, you
way?
can actually purchase. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now again, every dealership is their own. own dealership, right? So you have to call and ask and talk to the business financing. It's not regular financing. Again, it's like trying to, getting the business credit card off the TV. Don't do that. Work with work with business funding environments because they're working on the wholesale divisions of the Wells Fargo, the Chase Banks, the Amexes, the etc. They work in the wholesale business side, not what's advertised on TV or what you get in the mail.
That's awesome. So let me ask you. So with a, now I have several EINs. Okay.
Oh, good for
Um,
you.
well, I it's interesting because I don't have one for Vera Thomas show. So I need to get an EIN for Vera Thomas show and start.
You don't have to. You could put Vera Thomas Show under one of the businesses.
What's the advantage and disadvantage of doing that?
Well, it really comes down to management. So
Okay.
you have several EINs. So now to utilize those several EINs, follow the 10 steps and get funding where you need it to grow those EINs. And maybe you just want to focus on one, and that's okay. And then you have the other two that could be, I'm assuming there's three. I'm just made that up, but um, assume there's three.
There are three.
Okay, perfect. So the other two may be just in waiting, or at least you get the DNB set up, you get some accounts, and then you put something under it, and maybe you do something with it later. It depends on really your goals. Again, smart money for your big purpose, right?
Right.
So what do you want to do with those businesses and how much money do you need to have it grow? Do you need money for assistance, like virtual assistants, or for marketing, or for to do events, or for just operating expenses?
Let me ask you now, do you consult with people regarding this stuff?
I do in the sense that like we would have a conversation and say, okay, let's break it down. And then here's where I would go. Let's go to these marketplaces and tell them this, and this is what you're looking for. So I will support anyone in getting clarity because that's a big, big world out here. I mean, I tell kids in foster care all the time because I do money games and stuff with them.
Oh,
And
awesome.
I'm like, this is life is the biggest buffet that you'll ever go to. You love going to buffets, right? And don't you find that you love like the crab legs or one of those items that, that's my thing. I want chicken
Salad.
wings every time. But the other things you want to try it, but don't mean you're gonna like it.
Right.
But that's okay. We got to try it.
Yes.
And for our purpose, we got to try a little bit of everything to sometimes to find that out. And it's
Yes.
okay. But when we do and we get a little clarity on it, like using one of the three INs, let's say, okay, well, we got the Vera Thomas show, and this is what we're doing for the fathers, and this is what we're doing for the parents, and the kid, like you've got a plan, then it'd be like, okay, do you need three INs to do it, or do you just need one, or maybe just two? So we could talk about that, sure.
So let
Yeah.
me ask you, okay, I know we're talking about your book. I'm
Yes.
going to take another commercial, and then I want to talk about you and what
Okay.
else are you doing? Because
Okay.
you just mentioned something about foster children.
Yes.
And so I want to know more about what you're doing, Stephanie. So
Okay.
I am going to play another commercial, and then we'll be right back.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's been a bunch up for a minute. Hallelujah. Amen.
Hey there, Jason McNamara here, and I'm about to drop something truly game-changing your way. Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 grind, feeling stuck in obtaining the life you deserve and craving something more? Well, listen up, because I've got something you will not want to miss. Introducing the No More 9-to-5 Club Professional Membership, your ticket to freedom and success in the entrepreneurial world. With our professional membership, you'll get access to weekly coaching sessions, pre-recorded trainings, and a vibrant community of fellow game changers. You get access to technology that will allow you to automate passive income streams, as well as unlock all of our expert-led trainings in the back office so you know where to go for good advice when you need it. You will also use the club to build up a residual income stream with a 2-tier 33% affiliate commission unlocked at this level, allowing you to help people help themselves while generating a residual passive income stream for yourself. And here's the kicker. For a limited time, you can unlock all of this just for a $1.11 donation to our club foundation.
I like this one.
Your first month is on us. So what's holding you back? Click the link below, make your donation, and let's start building the life and business of your dreams together. Here at the No More 9 to 5 Club, we're all about turning dreams into reality and smashing through those glass ceilings.
That's what I'm talking about, Jake.
Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, we've got the tools and support you need to thrive and evolve. And don't forget to sign up for our bootcamp training. It's the perfect way to kickstart your journey and unlock even more perks. So what are you waiting for? Join the No More 9 to 5 Club today and let's make those dreams a reality. I can't wait to see you on the inside. You only get one now. Invest it in your better future. Let's make magic happen together.
All right, all right. No more 9 to 5. Let me tell you about that. I don't know what that video was I just showed. It wasn't what I was intending to show. But anyway, no more 9 to 5. It is a club that is designed to help you network, look at residual income, and to congregate with others from all over the world that are moving forward. Now it says no more 9 to 5, which is, you think, well, no more 9 to 5. But if you happen to have a 9 to 5, it's also a great way for you to begin to look at what is your purpose, what is your passion, and how can I move from a 9 to 5 to living my dreams, living my purpose. And there are also many mastermind programs and classes that's a part of it. And guess what? You can join it for $1.11.
111.
Month, 111 for the first month, and proceeds go to help support veterans. So you want to check out No More 9 to 5. The link is in the chat. Click on it and check it out. All right.
Awesome. That's awesome.
All right. Now back to what we were talking about.
Back to building business credit.
Yes, but I want you to talk about other things that you are doing.
Yep.
That it seems like it centers around money as well. So let me give you the floor and tell us more. Tell us more.
Okay, Vera. So for many years of being involved in learning about money, I started playing. Do you know Robert Kiyosaki, Vera?
Yes,
Rich
yes,
Dad, Poor Dad.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the bug that bit me like 1999, 2000, because I had a group of friends who said, come play the game Cash Flow with us. And it's a board game. It's like Monopoly on steroids, really. So you learn about money in such a way about having business, building investments, and utilizing money to make money. And it blew my mind. So that's where it kind of all started. Well, what I did later, I started volunteering for with kids in foster care as a guardian ad litem, and in different nonprofits here that work with teenagers to help them get their GED or their high school diploma, and they could use it as math credits. So I would go and teach the games with them. And so it helped teach them about money, but I was also planting seeds which was
Yes.
great because I was planting those seeds just enough to go, wow, I could have money, other people's money, to make money. And that's where business credit and funding come in for a lot of the, what do they call it, the three percenters of the world or what have you,
Mhm.
those who are multimillionaires and billionaires. They don't really have anything in their name, everything's in business entities, and B, they use other people's money to make money. They
Mhm.
don't use their own liquidity. They hold on to their liquidity and they keep their money. They borrow money because it's making them money, and it exceeds how much that they have to pay for it.
Wow.
And one of the other things I do is commercial real estate lending. So I help investors get funding on their real estate investments, whether it be rental properties as single family rental properties, apartment buildings, hotels, condos, people who are doing big projects. People don't necessarily understand, but they borrow money. They have millions in the banks, stocks, other real estate, millions, if not billions, but they are not using their own money. They're always, always borrowing other money. And the more money that they can get, the happier they are.
And you help people do that?
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh my God.
because
And
I'm the money lady.
you're the money lady. That's right. Oh my God. And see, we would have been talking about the book and we would not have unfolded all this other stuff. And the fact that you are working with foster kids to
Yeah.
help them, because I'm telling you, one of the major problems is that when children age out of foster care, in
And
many cases, they're lost.
well, very, very much so. And unfortunately, there's a window, I say, from the age of 13 to the time that's 18 to 20 that gets it, they fall through the cracks, so to speak, if they haven't already been under someone's wing or found an adult, a caring adult to support them. And that's big time in the group homes, where
Yeah.
often when they get placed in a home, even though it's through foster care, as and they're not adopted, but they do have a family environment, and often they get integrated and they integrate themselves in that family, and they are cared for, and they do have caring adults to support them through those processes or those years. Group homes, not so much. And so if there's not a support of from a provider or in a school or therapist or something like that, oftentimes they just
I know. And
age out.
so to teach them financial literacy within the confines of them being in foster care, it better prepares them when it's time for them to age out. So
Yeah.
what you're doing is,
Well, it's
God
on a
bless
very
you.
small scale because it's been only local, but I do have a bigger goal. So
Yes,
my big purpose.
yes, your big purpose. And I'm telling you, your big purpose is definitely needed.
Thank you.
It
Yes.
is
It
definitely needed.
absolutely.
Because so many young people have no sense of finance finances.
Well,
And most of us, like you said earlier, many of us grow up not knowing anything about money,
and
only how to spend it.
we're getting taught old school, right? Old school ways. So there is no more balancing checkbooks and all these old school ways,
Right.
right? And so oftentimes adults don't know what to teach. They're making it on their own the best they can for their own retirement and such. But we're all, and I say most of us out here in the landscape of humans, are guessing. We go off of the best information we can, either our employers have provided investment opportunities for 401ks and things like that through our employer. Our banks sometimes give us some investment advice. Our friends sometimes, uh, you
But
know,
kids don't have access to those things.
because the adults really don't have access.
Okay.
At least that's, my take is for the business, building business credit. At least anybody can start that. And by the way, you could start a business for your kids. You could put,
You know what? There are one of the things that I have always had a passion and interest in is helping kid entrepreneurs.
right? Yes.
And
Me too.
and there are quite a few. Oh, really? Okay, we need to talk. There are a lot of young people who have businesses that they started at 4 or 5. There's a 4-year-old author that has written so many books. It is 4 years old.
I love it.
And
And,
and the thing is, a lot of the purposes and passions, they kids recognize their purpose and their passion at a very early age. And
agreed.
parents need to foster, encourage, and nurture those things.
And
If a child says, go ahead. And
and
oftentimes,
oftentimes, us adults unknowingly are telling them, no, that's not a good idea when we're trying to keep them safe or keeping them realistic or keep them all these ways to in this world. And really, if they could just dream and expand on what they
yes,
have.
yes,
I know.
yes. And the thing, but think about it. How many adults who are living their dreams had those dreams as a child?
Most
How
of
many teachers do you know who at 4 and 5 years old they knew they wanted to be a teacher?
mhm.
How many actors and actresses do you know who knew at 2, 3, 4, and 5 that they wanted to be an actress? How many hairdressers do you know who at that age already knew that that's what they wanted to be?
Yeah, because we come in with purpose.
We
We come
exactly.
now. Sometimes we don't know what that shape purpose, like you may not know it's this thing, it's a hair. I didn't know that this is my purpose. I was sharing that I went through different morphs of this or evolutions of working with family run businesses, and I never knew why. I just knew.
And I would venture to say that that started at an early age.
Yep, it sure did. I think the first family run business I started working for was I was at, oh no, I was at 16. It was a dog kennel, and they were family run, they were breeders, and I got to learn doing the business that way. And then I did work in some corporate. I did try corporate for a little bit, and I was like,
I know
let's
what
go
you
back to the families. I
mean.
like
Right,
them better because
right.
I always became part of their family, which my childhood was never really that. So I searched for it as once I became old enough to work. And I've been working since I was 16.
Yes.
So
And I've been working since I was 11, so
there
I
you go.
understand.
Yeah,
And you know what? Can you believe we have less than 2 minutes left?
I know.
Um,
So
so
we're going to tell them to get the book, get the checklist,
I'm going to give you the floor. Okay, I'm
get,
going to give you the floor.
get
So
the
talk to
checklist.
us.
So seriously, don't feel intimidated by business credit or funding. Any questions you have, please reach out to me. You've got my contact information on this website, smartmoneybigpurpose.com. BBC book is the Building Business Credit book. There is a free checklist there for you. All the resources I list. I do hope that you get the book for yourself to utilize as a guide. You can keep back coming back to it. It is the foundation fundamentals you need to set up business credit and funding for yourself, your children, your grandchildren. You could set it up as a whole legacy thing. So, and Oh, let me finish with this. And Vera, by having business credit set up for like your children and such, you could have like the 4-year-old author has a, let's say, a publishing company or something that they're doing that's earning monies. Give them a little bit, put the other in back in the business and start building that business bank account. And then you show income coming in that business so they could get funding later and they could use it for other investments or to grow their business or create a new business. Right?
Wow, 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 wow. This has been
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, good.
You have given us invaluable information, and our
Thank
time
you.
is.
That's it.
But listen, thank you so much for being on my show.
Oh,
Thank you for
my
your
pleasure, my
wisdom,
friend.
your insight, your education, and
Thank
how you have helped us better understand the processes for business. And let me just, before we close, let me pull up the book one more time so
Okay.
that you know this is, you need to get this book. You need to go to this link and get the free gift, and you need to be in touch with her. So
Okay.
Stephanie, I'm going to be in touch with you. But
Yes,
listen,
ma'am.
thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. Thank you for being amazing and just making a difference in the world and
oh,
having this show and just keep bringing the love and light and your purpose to
thank you.
all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So please, audience, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Vera Thomas Show. And you can also donate if you care to. And that's all, that information is in the description. So God bless you all. And we will see you on Thursday with another guest. So thank you very much. And if you will hold on, because I want to talk to you after I close out. So God bless you all. And we will see you next week.
God bless.
The Vera Thomas Show.